All right, hi everyone. So we're going to be going through this project. So this is basically a Django authentication system, which covers all the components of authentication. Well, not all, but most of the essential components of authentication with Django, right? So I'm going to be walking you through the registration to the login to the whole experience with authentication. All right. So say we have a new user trying to register for or on our project. All right, so obviously they will need to create a new account, and to do that, they would have to click on create one because obviously they don't have any account, so they'll have to click on create one, create a new account, right? So they'll be required to enter their first name. So let's just do text6, and then the email ID as also so text6 at email.com, and then enter a password, and then you have to also confirm that password. So once they click on sign up, they would get an email basically saying that they need to verify their account, right? Now, because this is still in testing, we are going to be sending all emails to the console. And now you can see my console. This is the email basically that has entered my console because this is a test environment. Now, to verify my email, I have to click on this link and that would verify my email and activate my account basically. So I'll just click on here and voila, you can see your email has been verified. You can now log in. So I can now log in as this user by saying test at email.com and I'll put in my password, right? And I forgot the @ sign. So I'll put in my password, I'll click on sign in, and you can see I have been signed into the dashboard. This is how the dashboard looks like, anyways. Very, very simple, nothing out of the ordinary, just filler text here and there, right? Now I'm also making use of Bootstrap 5 for the UI as well, right? So these are all the links that are available in this project, right? So the first one is profile, and clicking on the profile link takes you to the profile page where you can obviously view your profile information. So for the sake of brevity, I just put an extra field in the user model called country. Right now is currently not set to anything. So if I choose to update my profile to add, my surname and my country, I can do that by clicking update profile. So once I've clicked the update profile, I now have the ability to add extra information here. So I can also tweak my first name if I want to, or add surname. So I can just put in Do, and then drop down and pick a country, let's say Ghana, and then click on submit. So once we click on submit and I click on profile, you can see everything has been updated, right? And if I still want to make some more changes, I can click on update profile and then make those changes. Good. Now I can also drop down settings here and I can obviously update my profile. Again, this is like a direct link to update your profile. I can also change my password if I want to. Then to change my password, I'll need to enter the old password, then the new password, and then confirm the new password. Then I can also deactivate my account. So deactivating my account basically would not allow me to log back into the system, right? So this way, my account basically has been deactivated. But I will not deactivate my account whilst doing this tutorial. I can show you guys the logout functionality as well too. So when I click on logout, I'm able to log out of my account and I will not be able to log back in. Sorry, I can still log back in rather, but I cannot view certain pages that have the login restriction. For example, before I can view my dashboard, I must be logged in. Now, say for example, I forget my password, I need to reset my password, right? How is the experience like? So when I forget my password, all I have to do is to click on this reset link here, and it's going to ask me for my email ID. So I'll put in my email ID test6 at email.com, and then I'll click on submit. So clicking on submit is going to tell me check your email for the password reset link. So again, because this is a test environment, all emails are directed to the console. So I'm going to open up my PowerShell and scroll all the way down and you can see the email that has been sent to me, right? So this email obviously contains the link to reset the password. So once I hold my control down and then I just press this, I'm going to go to another page where it requires me to enter a new password and confirm the password. So I'm going to enter a new password now. All right, so let me just be sure that is correct and then submit. So that didn't go through because the password was not matching. So I'm going to try again and click on enter. Then you can see, yay, your password has been reset. Login to continue. So I should click now. I'm going to click on login, and this will take me back to the login page. Now, if I should enter my email ID again and then enter my old password, see what it's going to tell me. And then I'll click on sign in. It's obviously not going to let me sign in. It's going to tell me something went wrong. Check credentials. Now, if I should put in my test6@email.com, right? And I put in this, and I put in a new password rather, and I hit enter. Now this should log me in properly, right? So now I am logged into the project basically, and you can see this is how the environment looks like. Okay, so say I want to deactivate my account. So deactivating my account would not allow me to be able to sign into my account again, and only an admin can help me reactivate my account from the admin panel. So this is how it looks like when I deactivate my account. So I'll just drop down settings, and obviously, yeah, so before I deactivate my account, this test6 here is my first name, right? So that is why it's showing up here, just to point that out. So settings, deactivate accounts, and this will deactivate my account for me, and automatically it's going to log me out, right? Now, if I try to sign in again, so test6@email.com, and I put in my password, it's not going to log me in. It's going to tell me something went wrong. Check credentials. Now, that's because my account has been disabled, right? Now, I'm going to show you guys the experience from an admin point of view, right? So Django gives us this admin experience, like an out of the box experience for all admin, and I'm going to show you how. So I'm going to copy that link, open an in private window, and I will just paste it in there, and then just type in admin. So when I type in admin, you can see this is the admin panel that comes out of the box with Django. I don't even have to do too much to make this happen. So I'm going to enter my admin credentials. That should be chidi@email.com. Put in my password too, and I will just click on login. So when I click on login, I can see groups and users as well too. I can create groups from here and assign those groups to my users if I want to. But I mean, let me just show you how you can do so. I can also assign permissions to the group that I'm going to create. And once I assign permissions to the group I'm going to create, every of my user inside of that group will automatically inherit the permissions from that group. Good. Now I also have my user module here, and you can see all the users I have created whilst building the application, right? However, we're interested in this user called user test 6. As you can see, there are different elements inside, or there are different functionalities I can do for this user test 6, right? You can see the email ID. I can also reset the user password from my own end. As you can see here, I can put in a password and then confirm the password as well. Then I can change the first name if I want to, change the last name, change the email ID as well too. And then here it says active is unchecked. So once active is unchecked, it means that this user will not be able to sign into his or her account anymore. Then staff also too is unchecked, which means that this user cannot sign into the admin panel. And then super user obviously is still unchecked, meaning that this user do not have super user credentials or super user permissions. So you can also see user permissions as well too. So this would allow me to assign certain permissions to some users if I want to. But for now, I would not do that. But you can still play around with this and see how you can assign permissions to users and see how that pans out for them. And also, if I've created any group, it's going to show up here. And that is the way I can actually, add these users to these different groups. Now here we have last login, just to show me the last time this user logged in, and also date join shows me when this user created an account on the project. Okay, so since this user has deactivated his account, I'll need to activate it for him, and I can just check this active, scroll all the way down, and click on save. So once I have changed that, then this user test6 would now be able to log in. And I can show you guys that from this other part. I can just come over here and refresh. Then I'll put in test6@email.com, and I'll just put in the password here. Put in the old one. Let me put in the new password. Enter. And you can see the account has been enabled again, basically. Now, if I should come over here from the admin side and disable this user by unchecking this active, and then I'll click on save. Once I do that and I come over here and I refresh, this user will be logged out, basically saying that you don't have access anymore to the site. So that is how the whole Django authentication system looks like. Now, these are the essential things that is needed inside of an authentication system in any project you're trying to create. This just enables you to have maximum control over resources in the application and making sure that authorized users have access to these resources, and also to keep bad actors away from your application. So this is something that is very helpful, and obviously I call it Django Auth. You can call it anything you want to call it, and happy coding. Yeah. But anyways, before I say happy coding, you can watch the videos obviously that come after this. You see how I built this whole project from scratch, and you too can take your time to follow along. All the dependency for the project, everything is well documented inside of the project, and you can just see how everything fixes up and how everything connects.